Hello everyone. So today we are going to fill the form 5669 and so we have to first of all select principal applicant because we are doing for ourselves. Then you have to mention your full name, family name and given name which is according to your passport as shown in your passport. And after that you have to mention your date of birth. Passing on to the date of birth, then we comes to personal details of your father. So you have to mention your father's family name and given name which is also according to your passport details. Then after writing down your father's personal details and name, you have to write it down the date of birth, then town, city of birth, after that country or territory of birth. So this all comes by seeing your passport. The details that are shown on your passport, you have to mention exactly the same. After this point, you have to go to number 5th, which is your mother's personal details. So you have to follow the same pattern like family name, given name, date of birth, city of birth and country of birth, which is also according to the passport of your mother. After this, you have to tick mark the offenses you have done or no. So have you ever done any kind of crime or offense in Canada? So I didn't do anything, so I have to mark no over here. But if you have done anything in this, in case, you have to put yes. So this all comes to according to your situation. Then comes to education. So the elementary level education comes to 8 years, secondary education comes to 4 and university or college comes to 2. Then after this, you have to mention all according to this chart that is given. So I done my university education from 2018 January to 2019 9, and name of the institution is Fanshawe, city and country of territory is London, Ontario. Type of certificate you have to mention, field of study. Let's suppose you are from business background, so you have to write business. If you are a computer student, write it down computer. And just to make sure like you don't leave any kind of gap. So after this, your next column would be starting from. So in this way, you have to mention all of your studies according to the studies you have done. So 2014, the month of 6 from 2017, month of 5. Name of institution, it's GNDU and the city is Amritsar, Punjab. Type of certificate and field of study. So by this way, you have to mention according to your education you have completed in these years. after that there is the next step, which is personal history. So you have to mention all the personal details in the last 10 years. So it's starting with, like, you can mention when you were studying, you were traveling, unemployed. So it has to be covered all the 10 years. So starting from the beginning to 2020, the month of 10th to 20 to present. So activity, I was employed at this time, so I write it down: employed, city and town, country or territory. So you have to mention it's London. Status in the country, let's suppose if I'm on work permit, so it comes to worker. And name of the company, employer, school, so you have to mention the name as well. So name of the company is, I was working for warehouse, so I put it down warehouse associate. So in this way you have to fill all the details according to your personal history. You can get an idea like how I'm filling it. You have to just take care of one thing, so never leave any kind of gap. Like I started from 2020, the month of 10 to present, and in the next column I started 2019, the month of 9 to 2020, the month of 9. So for the first column and the second column, second row, so there is no gap. I'm finishing 2020, the month of 9, and starting with the 2020, month of 10. So make sure there is no gap between your 10 year of period. If there will be any kind of gap, you will not be proceed to the next step. So this thing you have to keep in mind. Membership of association with organization. So you were not any kind of member, so you have to write none. So you don't need to write anything in these columns. So after that you have to list all the addresses you were lived in, and it also covers 10 year of the details. So you can get an idea like how you have to fill this one. So 2020, the month of 12, to 2021, month of May. I write down the A street, then London, province Ontario, then you have to mention the postal code and country Canada. So this way you have to fill all the addresses on which you lived in. So the same thing suits to this as well. So you do not need to fill any kind of gap. So make sure there is no gap, because if there will be any gap, you can't proceed to the next step. So I'm ending the second row, second column with the 2021 11 month and starting the first row, first column 2020, the month of 12. So there is no gap. But if you write it down, the second row, second column 2020 10 and starting the first row, first column 2020, the 12 month, it will not work because there is 1 month gap. So you have to mention that 1 month as well. And after this step, there is a declaration form which you have to sign, and you can, if it's not writing from this way, you can print it out and sign this form as well. So it's just a declaration of applicants, and that's all. It's really easy. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, just text us on Instagram.